Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I had some technical issues earlier with my live, so I had to tweak this real quick. I was running out of time. I didn't have, obviously that much time to fix this. So I hope you guys all can get in here and enjoy this video. Brown Inso, hey, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate it. The topic for this show tonight, guys, is about how I became a felon and with proof right here in my documents that are out there for the public to see if they're interested. Maybe I'll show you those information and whatnot a little bit later in the show if I do that. But give me a thumbs up, Brown, if you can hear me okay, and everybody else that's going to get in here live. I hope everybody can hear me. I don't know what happened earlier. Of course, all this tech stuff gets me overwhelmed. But I'm back in the hot seat, as you can see, with brand new background, brand new studio. So we're back in the game, guys. So thank you so much for joining. Hey, Brown, if you could please share this video with your groups or your platforms and whatnot that you belong to, so people can watch this live. I appreciate it. Let's see. I hope everybody can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can. I greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna say hi to you guys here. 1 second, guys. I do apologize. All right, what's going on here? Where is everybody at? Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I want to make sure the sound was working good. Um, so, all right. So we're back in the game. As you guys can see, of course, I told you guys we're going to be talking about the topic, how I became a felon and how I got screwed over by the system, as a lot of you know. So basically, I have my information here on the table on my desk. And what we're going to do is I'm going to briefly show you guys in some detail tonight for this live how I became a felon and why I got screwed over by a system that everybody for some reason trusts. Now, another reason why I'm doing this show is to basically clarify and clear up the confusion because obviously all the haters and trolls and whatnot that I've come across over my time sit there and put their own spin on things, as you guys know. They do what they do is when they put their shows together and their live panels and all that. If you've ever seen that before, what they like to do is uh, put their own narrative and their own spin on it, and not put all the facts out there. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking 100% facts, which is what I have here tonight, just for the record. Okay. I want you guys to understand that I'm not going to be editing anything. I'm not going to nitpick everything or pick through certain things that fits their narrative and all that. If you guys have been on YouTube for quite some time, you all know how YouTube itself is a kangaroo court. It's I mean, there's no justice there. You guys know how that shit works. And the trolls don't give a rat's ass whether you're innocent, guilty. They prefer you be guilty. And the trolls, this video for you guys are for all of you, including all my followers and supporters that have been doing this that have questions and all that, and why I'm even in this goddamn situation in the first place. Two things before I get started in this. Understand this. Brown, I'm going to get to your comment. Well, let me read this one real quick. It says, Brown said, hey, Jay, this might be a stupid question, but what happened if an inmate works slow on prison kitchen job or prison cleaning job or prison laundry job? Do they get kicked out of prison into the streets or sent to high security prison? Well, that's a great question, and I'm going to put it, short and sweet and brief. If they're not doing their job how they're supposed to, and they're not being, quick about it, depending on what kind of job you talked about. Of course, you gave me a laundry list of different jobs. Every job has different speed rates and all that. Usually, they'll get kicked off the job, go back to their cell, or something along those lines. It all depends on your prison. It all depends on how those things work as a whole. So again, each prison is different. Each prison has different rules and guidelines and set restrictions, if that makes sense. And if you mess up, excuse my language, I was gonna say, if you fuck up, you'll lose your job in prison. So you got to be on your P's and Q's in there. Of course, you're being watched by the higher ups. So yeah, just if you're gonna do those kind of jobs, you don't want to screw it up, because then you won't get another chance at getting another job, if that makes any sense. Thanks for your question, Brown. Appreciate you. So anyways, back on topic, guys. As you guys can see, I got my file right here. This is bona fide stuff. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I would apologize showing you the getaway. But anyways, the reason why I became a felon, two things. One, my father, which is going to be brought up in this video, because I wanted to make sure that you guys understand all the facts and not just bits and pieces of it like the trolls do on their channels. So to make a long story short, and then I'm going to get to the facts right here. The basically what happened, this was 2009. So put yourself back in 2009. Okay, guys, 2009 was a day when, technology such as, cell phones and all that were a little different. Computers were a little different and so forth, not like they are today. All right. Back in 2009, I was doing a whatever you can call it. Now, I was doing a normal job despite normal. Now, what's normal? I'll get to that later. But the word normal is defined as something basically uh, routine. You know what I'm saying? So basically, what I'm getting at, guys, is this: you have, a security job, which is what I was doing. I'll get to that in just a second. You have labor jobs, you have construction, you have landscaping, you have cleaning jobs, all different kind of jobs out there to survive. Have different protocols and issues during the job. While I was doing for my career, believe it or not, because the reason why I chose this job was because at the time in 2009, I wanted to actually be a police officer. That was my goal. That was my intent, if that makes any sense. So I found a respectful, highly respectful company, security guard or security company, and I applied. And of course, they hired me right on the bat. Just no issues, no questions, and they loved me. So it was a mutual respect on both ends. But unfortunately, in 2009, this was back in January of 2009, I was called in on my day off to go to work to cover for somebody that couldn't make it in due to the weather event that was happening on that day. Now, if you want to know where I was living at that time, I was living in Washington State. Okay, Washington State, as you guys all know, is on the west coast side of the country, and it always rains. It rains more than anything else in that state. Okay. So I see you, Brown. Give me 1 minute, man, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. And get everybody, if you can, share this link to this video or this live so everybody else can get involved. I had to restart my live. It wasn't the way I wanted it to happen, so I don't see anybody in here right now except for you. So if you can link this up and share this with whoever you are involved with, the more people I can get in here, the better. I appreciate it, my man. But anyways, back on topic here. So what happened was I got called in on my day off, no less, and I was doing a security job for this security company I was working for, and I was there for almost a year with no hiccups, no write ups, highly respected on both ends. Everybody loved me. All right, not to sound vain. And I got called in and did my thing. So what happened was I got dressed, got in my car, and of course, the car was a 1999 used decommissioned police vehicle, which is highly illegal to have. You can buy them. You've all seen them. It was a Crown Vic back when the day when the police departments whatnot were still using those vehicles. Of course, now they're not. So basically, I had my vehicle, I had my laptop in the car, I had all my gear in the car, got dressed, put my security guard uniform on, and took off. Okay. Now, keep in mind, I told you guys the weather was really bad. All right. So flooding and every other major rain event, if you will, on that day was happening. A lot of cities were shut down and all of that. So, but as I was heading to work, I had a little bit of time to kill, and this is being completely 100% honest, guys. I had a little bit of time to kill. So what happened was I went down to my father's house. Why? Just like any other father son type scenario, if you give a damn, if you have a heart, and of course, guys, I wear my heart on my sleeve. So that's just how I am. Even though we didn't see eye to eye then, we still don't now to this day. Um, so what happened was I pulled into my dad's driveway driving that 1999 ex police car and my full uniform on. All right. And my dad's one of those individuals. And again, you can tear me up in the chat all you want. It's up to you. I really don't care. Fact of the matter is, my dad is very biased, judgmental. He's a bigot, and so many other things that I can't address here. All right. So, but remember, he was all about you getting off your ass and getting a job, take care of your family, and not ask for a handout. You see what I just did there? He wanted me to have a job, take care of my family, and not ask for a handout or not get any government assistance. You see what I'm getting at? Well, I had all those. I didn't have government assistance, but I had a job that was paying my bills, taking care of my family, and doing what a man's supposed to do, right? Job's a job. Who cares? It pays the bills. Who gives a damn? Bottom line is, though, guys, he didn't see it from that perspective. His eyes are obviously different than, say, your eyes, my eyes, or somebody else, off the street. Um, I know there's nothing wrong with getting a handout. I was just proving a point. My dad, not me, my father, didn't like people living off the system. It's either you get off your ass and get a job, which he drilled in me over the years as a younger individual, and that's just how I was raised. I was raised very strict. Their belief was get off your ass and get a job and earn it. Don't don't suck from the system or ask for anybody else to help you out, if that makes any sense. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm getting at. Not me, it's him. His words, not mine. In any event, so bottom line, guys, is I went to work and I pulled into my dad's driveway. Well, he didn't like at the time. He didn't recognize me. He thought I was actually a bona fide, legit police officer or cop, however you want to word it. I got out of the vehicle. I was fully dressed up, in my uniform to go to work. But the purpose I came into my dad's driveway was to check on him to see if he was being flooded because he lives right by the river, right on the river, I should say. Excuse me. So his property is like right there by the river, and it was over its banks coming in and flooding everybody's houses and all that fun jazz during that day. So what I did, I decided to do a welfare check on him. What's wrong with that? That's not illegal. I care. All right. So it is what it is. But I got bashed for it. So as soon as he recognized me, he didn't like how I was dressed. He didn't like what I was driving. So he cussed me off the fucking property. Excuse my French. Okay. And next thing I know, I'm leaving. But unbeknownst to me, folks, my father and his girlfriend at the time go back in the house and call the sheriff on me. Yeah. No crime has been committed yet. All right. Keep that in mind as we go along here, guys. No crime has been committed. All right. It was the start of it, meaning my father started the shitstorm by making one stinking phone call to the sheriff's department. Keep that in mind as we go along here, guys. Brown, you said, I work as a sign holder despite graduating from a normal high school, which is what I did too, sir. I graduated from high school too with high honors. And college. I didn't go to college, so you're one up on me on that one. I was in special ed, so was I. Oh, wow. From grades 4 through 8 because I scored a 55 to 70 on the IQ test. I got diagnosed with depression and I didn't get the rest. Anxiety. There it is. My bad. Which makes it hard for me to get non-sign holding jobs. Hey, man, you're in the same boat as I am, so we got something in common there. I have basically almost the same things. Maybe if I have time later in this podcast, I'll hit on that. But thanks for your comment, man. I do appreciate you coming in here and doing that. But in any event, guys, I wanted you guys to know what was going on and how this all started. So my dad called the sheriff's on me. Okay, that's number one. So we're already at the beginning of a potential crime which has never took place yet, but that's the start of the bullshit. All right. So love you, Dad. You know what I'm saying? My father calls the police on me for something that I was just doing something kind and nice. And this is the thanks I get for it. More on that later because believe it or not, my father actually admits that he made this whole thing up. the reason why I'm a felon today. Yeah, it gets pretty damn juicy. So stick around if you guys like this type of shit. If you're new here, guys, please subscribe. Make sure to turn on that bell and make sure you hit the all section on that bell. That way you'll get notified every single time I go live or upload a new video right here on this channel from Inside Out. Also, go down and hit and smash that like button. All these steps help my channel out for growth. All right. So if you want to support me, I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you. So, now I'm left my father's house and I'm heading to work. Now I got lost multiple times, and there was a lot of different roadblocks and road closures due to the weather. It was flooding everywhere. Okay, I mentioned that earlier. So I couldn't get around, if that makes any sense. Um, where I should have been, I couldn't get around. So what happened was I had to take shortcuts, back roads, you name it. Nonetheless, I got late arriving to my job site, which was in a whole different county where my father lives. Okay, I didn't get clocked on there until about 7:15 in the evening or at night, and my job wasn't complete until 3:30 or 3:15 at night or in the morning. That if you guys have all done security, you know how that is. It can be a very boring job in a sense, depending on what kind of job it is and what you're doing. So now we're at my job, and I've been there the whole entire night. Now, keep in mind, I have a cell phone on me too this whole time. Okay, I have a cell phone. It was one of those flip phones from T-Mobile. It wasn't one of these, obviously, as you guys can see. It was an actual flip phone because technology was a tad different then. They didn't come out with those yet. So what I'm doing now is I'm texting my friends, talking to my wife, communicating back and forth, including my bosses. I had two of them, and just mundane, ordinary crap that you would do on any other security job using my phone. Now, if you guys all know, cell phones, even back in the day, could and can and still can be tracked through the cell phone towers. Do you understand what I'm getting at? So the cell phone towers can ping each and every place you're at during your where you're at during your location. You understand? It's not like pinpoint, but it is pretty damn accurate. It shows you exactly where you're at or close to it, where you can't be during these allegations, which I'm going to show you here tonight. Brown, you said, I might try security guard jobs since it's not that fast paced. I will try to avoid hospitals and try to work in shopping malls or condos. Yeah, man, look, I've been told two different things when it comes to security. Number one, depending on the security company and all that, I've tried to apply back to some ordinary security jobs and whatnot, but they won't take me because my record. Now, I don't know if you have one, sir, with all due respect, but some security jobs won't take you because in order to get a guard card, you got to go through all the process to get one of those. And if you have a felony record like me, unfortunately, they will deny you all that, which means deny, being employed by that security company. So you got to find one that's not requiring a guard card. So good luck with that, and let me know if you become successful in that, Brown. Thank you. But anyways, guys, back on point. So I'm already at my job, working a security post at an apartment complex of all places. And remember, I told you at the beginning of this story, my father called the Pierce County Sheriff's Department on me, where he lives at. I'm already gone and left. Okay, I'm no longer in that county. I'm in a whole different, separate county. And like I said, I had my cell phone on me and I had my laptop on me at the same time. So I had actually not just one device, but two devices. All right. So now you're going to see how all this transpired and how you can see the corruption that we're dealing with in this case. So I didn't get no wind of anything that night. So everything was quiet. I did my shift. I went home. Went to work the next day. Did my shift. I didn't get word that there was something going on. I didn't get word that there was an investigation going on with me until the third day at another security post or job that I was doing with the same company. I went and took my lunch break, which was at midnight at night, um, 12 midnight at night, and I went to go grab some food and a drink. I'm to do that. These were sit post sites, not driving sites. Some are patrol sites, some are, sit post sites. I choose to do sit post sites. Nonetheless, I took off from my sit post site. I was working a hospital. It was being constructed. It was a brand new hospital being built, and I was to be there to make sure nothing happened to the property. Nonetheless, I took off to go get my grub and come back. Well, when I went down to get my grub, I was heading out to get my car with my food in the hand, my drink in the hand. Next thing I know, here are two detectives coming up to me and stopping me and asking me questions. Hey, are you such and such? Did you, where were you the night of blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, oh, great, what's going on here? I got two police officers or detectives from a whole different jurisdiction where I'm at coming down and talking to me and making these allegations that I supposedly have committed a robbery. Hmm. Yeah, fancy that, guys. So I was doing, a security job, and I'm being stopped by detectives asking me where I was on the night of, I believe it was January 7th, which I'll get in that here in just a minute. But so I basically, here's how this works, guys. I got accused of a robbery, accused of impersonation of a police officer. Um, and then, of course, I had my laptop with me, which condoned another charge. I'll get into that in just a second. But before I do, I want you guys all to know that some of this material, some of this information can be somewhat pretty graphic in a sense. So if there's any kids around, just respectfully understand that I don't want to have any responsibility of hurting people's little virgin ears. So viewer discretion is advised for the rest of this broadcast. Okay. So they were doing an investigation on a robbery that I supposedly committed in a different town. Yeah, 3 days later. Supposedly, the allegations are that I pulled over a 50 or 55-year-old female who was very small and petite, by the way. I'm 6 foot 220, so do the math. This lady was 5'5", I think, at the most, and maybe 100, maybe 160 or maybe 150. Okay, so very small, very petite, and she's telling the police that I supposedly keep, yeah, keep this. Yeah, you guys know exactly where I'm going with this. Me, pulled her over, punched her in the goddamn face, took her purse out of her car, and took off. Those are the allegations. Okay. We'll get to the laptop situation here in just a second. I'm going to show you guys the Fourth Amendment, and I believe there's also a few other violations during this investigation. I have it right here where the trolls failed to mention. All right. So, Brown, real quick, you said almost every technology has a tracking system. Otherwise, cops wouldn't track people who watch illegal content. Oh, I know that, but this was a very poorly investigation, Brown. So as you can know, there's already at the beginning of the investigation a major violation on my privacy. So we're going to get in that in just a second. All right. So as you guys can see here, during the investigation, this 55-plus-year-old female got robbed supposedly by me. Now, I want you guys to look at me. I'm no twig. Okay, I'm not bragging here. I'm no twig. All right, I'm like I said, I'm 6 foot, 200 and at least 220 last time I weighed myself. So I'm not like skinny, no more I'm fat either. Okay, so at the time I was doing this security job, I was a little bit heavier, technically, believe it or not, than 220 because I like to eat. In any event, so they said I supposedly punched her in the face and reached inside her vehicle and took her purse. Now, keep in mind, these are the allegations that she made up. Yeah, and it is a made up thing. There was no evidence found. All right. So the punch was somewhere on the side of the face over here. But keep in mind you, in the paperwork, there was no evidence, and the cop says in writing on the paperwork, guys, that there was no evidence of a hit. Now, like I said, I'm 220. So if I hit somebody of that size and nature, I'm going to be knocking them the hell out. Do you understand what I'm getting at, guys? I'm going to be knocking them the hell out. I'm no light puncher. I've been in many street fights. I've been in many fights in my time. And I can at least say maybe I won a few, lost maybe one or two, but it doesn't matter. I can fight if need to. Understand? And I'm no twig. Okay, I'm not going to stand there and let you pound on me either. But we're talking about a female here, though, folks. Okay, 55-year-old, very skinny, petite woman, and I suppose they punched her in the face and took her purse. I didn't need money. I had my money from my job plus other funds coming in, plus my wife's. So we were doing good. It wasn't like I was broke. If I could afford a 1999 Crown Victoria, a laptop, all my gear that I have to purchase on myself, and gas for my vehicle, pay my insurance, pay my bills at home, my internet, just all my shit. I don't need your money. Okay? So, first off, again, the lies already started with the punch in the face. There was no evidence of that. It's in the documents. And then, of course, they did a photo lineup. Now, again, guys, when they were investigating this, trying to find this guy, supposedly they did a photo lineup, which I do have. I don't have it with me right this second, but I do have it. You guys can also look this stuff up. If you want to see this stuff in its entirety, you can do so. I'm not hiding its public information. I don't give a shit. So basically what I'm getting at, guys, is this. There was no evidence of the assault. Okay? No blood, no scars, no hospital visit, nothing. And then they brought her down to the police station to try to do a photo lineup. Yeah. Did she pick me out of a photo lineup? Nope, they didn't. They didn't. She even signed it, stating to the police officers or the detectives at that time that there was no way to permanently ID this subject or suspect in this case. Case closed, right? Wrong again, ladies and gentlemen. So they already did a photo lineup. She signed it and dated it. Couldn't pick me out. And I'm in that photo lineup. But she said she could ID me in the investigation. Oh, if I see him, I can ID him. I can ID him. She didn't ID me there. So what's up with that bullshit? Okay, well, guess what happened next? So now we're back to where I was taking my lunch break. Detectives come down and start questioning me, investigating me, doing all this other shit, right? And now we have the victim that's already did the photo lineup. The victim's now coming down to where I was taking my lunch break at. There's nobody else in the parking lot. Scout's honor. Nobody else in the parking lot. Just me, detectives, and the police officer bringing the victim down. This was at midnight, so this store, there's no activity there. Just me. I'm the one that was only doing business right now at this store. It's a 7-Eleven. And believe it or not, she tells the cop that brought her down that, oh my God, that's the guy. That's the guy. I told you he was big. That's the guy. Boom. Major fucking violation of my constitutional rights right there. How? Because the following thing before this thing started was she did a photo lineup and she couldn't ID me. Case should have been dropped and they should have moved on to some more investigation and let me out of it. They didn't do that. They pursued and brought me down or brought her down to me and she ID'd me right there in the parking lot with my car, with my uniform on, nobody else standing around. So you see the corruption there, ladies and gentlemen? I'm a felon just on that alone, and I shouldn't be. There's the corruption right there. And I hold a lot of anger in this. I shouldn't be a fucking felon. But, ladies and gentlemen, there's your corruption that the trolls forgot to mention. Brown, you said, damn, it was a setup and you were framed. Sorry to hear that. Thank you, Brown. It was a setup. And now I'm marked for life, pretty much, in a sense, which I'm going to get in that just a second. Now, here comes the parts. Now that I'm in handcuffs now, this chick, this victim, come to find out later, though, ladies and gentlemen, this was a made-up, paid person to make up this crime from my father and his girlfriend. Remember, I told you at the beginning what happened, how it started? Okay. My father and his girlfriend paid the victim an undisclosed amount of money, and my father has already admitted this. My father admitted he did this. Okay. Of course, not at the moment when this all took place, but later down the road when, I was actually being decent with the guy. But anyways, he admitted that he made this whole thing up, and they paid her to make up this crime. Okay. I'm still fucking pissed off about all this. Excuse my French. But what do you do now, right? I should have taken this to the box. But as you guys know, the system in that alone is very corrupt and very biased and very judgmental. So I hope you guys can understand that I didn't really have a choice here. A lot of things happened to me. I wish I had people that knew the law then. I didn't know the law per se that much like I do now. All right. You should sue for false allegations. I'm gonna be looking. Hey Brown, listen, man. I'm gonna be looking into some other things. Despite this situation, so you might be right. But I'm gonna look into it deeper. It might not be over yet with me. We'll see. So back to the investigation. Now, keep in mind, she's ID'd me now. Now I'm in handcuffs, and now I'm being, searched, pat down. They're taking my wallet out of my back pocket. They're unbuttoning my uniform. Took my coat off because it was cold and rainy that night. And they, were checking for weapons, checking for guns, because this chick also said there was a gun involved. Didn't find one. They're also saying there was red and blue lights that were being used in my car. Investigation come out to find out there was none. She said there was red and blue lights in the car, but they didn't find any. What the fuck? Okay. But here's the juicy part. So now I got my laptop in the car. Okay. Now you guys know how laptops work. It's got a base and it's got a lid. I took my lid because I knew that I saw the cops there, so I didn't want them to see, anything on my laptop, just like they do. Privacy is privacy. I take my privacy pretty goddamn seriously. So I closed my lid about halfway. So let's say, this is a laptop. Okay, my hand's the laptop, and I closed it about like this. I didn't close it all the way. But it was still there, and you could still see the light up the screen and some of the content that was on the screen. Well, they say in the paperwork, the cops say in the paperwork that they noticed that I was looking up some things on Craigslist. Now, keep in mind, I bought this laptop off of Craigslist, too, by the way. So keep that in mind as I go along here, guys, okay? Brown said, this is why it's good idea to have a dash cam or record yourself with a camera to protect yourself against false allegations. Absolutely. I 100% agree with you, Brown. Even put cameras all over your home to protect yourself against false allegations. Absolutely, and that's my goal. Now, I wish I had that shit then, because I don't know if they had those kind of cameras back then in 2009, but despite if they did or didn't, it's great advice. I appreciate you, Brown. Thank you. So now we're back onto my laptop situation. Now they already knew what was on my laptop before a search warrant was even issued for that damn thing. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of details going on here, guys. A lot of corruption, a lot of violations of my constitutional rights. The trolls failed to mention. Imagine that. So I'm going to read you guys the document and whatnot here on this laptop case. Now, keep in mind, they did eventually, in their investigation, get a search warrant for the laptop. Okay, but do you guys remember the social media platform called MySpace? That was a hot item then in 2009. That was before Facebook was even hot, or getting to the point where it was getting hot. And so I was on MySpace, and I posted my pictures and whatnot for my job and my security uniform, and I was proud. Not gonna lie, I was proud about my job, so I advertised it a lot with my friends and family, my close friends, and I advertised it. Well, the detective knew about this, looking at my screen, touching my computer in the car before a search warrant was even issued. You said, Brown said, yeah, I remember I didn't have MySpace. Well, but anyways, that was a quote unquote hot item back then, but it's not now. But anyways, so now they already know what's on my laptop. Without a bona fide legit search warrant, there is a basically a violation of the Fourth Amendment. Okay, a lot of you already know what the Fourth Amendment is. We'll get into that later. All right, so um, I'm going to read the details. I'm going to keep my real name out of it for obvious reasons. So bear with me, guys. And this was uh, in 2009. Okay, this investigation was occurring. They were basically looking for information in the laptop regarding the robbery. Now, keep in mind, they didn't find anything. Okay, no evidence of the robbery. Hmm. No evidence of the assault. No evidence of any purse contents that I suppose he stole. No fingerprints. This case should have been squashed, right? Well, it gets better. It says here, comes now the defendant, and again, I'm reading the court documents, real stuff, okay? Not made up here. I keep it 100% legit and real on my podcast. Unlike the trolls, they like to doctor things up, not read the whole entire file, leave out important shit. Yeah. Not here. You're not going to get that crap here. Okay. State of Washington is where I lived. Plaintiff and my name, defendant. Okay. This is a motion to suppress. And I'll tell you why it was, they wrote up this 3.6 motion to suppress. Here's the facts. It comes now, defendant, my name. I'm going to leave that blank for obvious reasons. By and through his attorney of record, my attorney's name. I don't know if I'm going to blast that right now. I don't think I should put the attorney name out there, but it's there. It's there. And moves to suppress evidence under CRR 3.6. Now, if you guys don't know what a 3.6 is, basically suppression of evidence, basically getting rid of it because it was obtained illegally. On January 9th, 2009, me, the defendant, was arrested and charged with robbery in the first degree, which was changed. Okay, it says right there, robbery in the first degree. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But it was downgraded to attempt robbery in the first degree. How the fuck do you attempt something? More on that later. And criminal impersonation of a police officer, basically because the car I was driving, what I was dressed like, I looked like a cop. Wasn't my shit, but I'm being accused of acting like a police officer under the security company's protocol, uniform, gear, and all of that. So thanks. I was following their orders. It wasn't my shit, it was their shit. The car was mine, but the uniform was theirs. I had to wear it just like I was told to wear it. Bosses, you know how they are. In any event, it says here, in regards to an event that occurred on January 7th, okay, at the time of his arrest, me, was working as a security guard for Washington Patrol Division, or short WPD. That's what I told my dad I worked for, because my dad did tell me, who the hell do you work for? And I said WPD. And of course, you know, my dad told the cops that I was saying PD. He just took the W out. Thanks, Dad. And had purchased a 1999 Crown Victoria for my employment, which is true. There's nothing wrong with that. So, anyways, it goes on saying this. Where am I at here? To be used in his employment. Okay, it says it is alleged that me, who was driving that vehicle on January 7th, 2009, at 2100 hours, okay, in the area, which I'm not going to give the address right now for obvious reasons, but it was in the Pierce County area in Washington, pull over a vehicle driven by the victim, punched her and grabbed her purse. Keep in mind, no contents of the purse was found on me, my person, or in the car. They found all that shit on the side of the road later down the road. And after they found it, do you think they did any fingerprints analysis to see if I touched the shit? Nope. They didn't find any fingerprints. They didn't do any investigation on that either. It's not even in the documents. Imagine that. Man, I smell corruption from the beginning. I hope you do too. In any event, it says punched her in the face and grabbed her purse. Police were tipped by me, the father. Ta-da! So my attorney said during a meeting that if my father didn't call the sheriff's department that night, I would have beat this hands down. Yeah, you heard me correctly on that. My father called the police, which started this whole entire scenario right here. Now, if he didn't call, I'd be scot free and not a felon today. Mention that. So it says right here um, that, okay, so my father called and said that I drove a similar vehicle and that he may be pulling people over without authority. Police prepared a montage or a photo montage, you guys know what that is, of me, and the victim was unable to identify me. I wish I could show you what it says right there in black and white. She was unable. I'll keep saying it for the people in the back can hear me. Unable to pick me out of a photo lineup. You can't make this shit up. Okay. On January 9th, police received a call from the victim regarding a Crown Victoria park near her driveway. Really? If that doesn't smell set up, I don't know what does. Moving on real quick. And it goes on saying here, I lost my place. Apologize, guys. So police then transported the victim to an area where I was working as a security guard, and the victim made a positive ID. Yeah, no shit. No shit. She ID'd me when she couldn't ID me in a photo lineup, but she knew who I was. I smell shit. And I was arrested. Inside the Crown Victoria was a laptop, which I didn't deny. It's there. It was in my car. I used it for my job and to kill time and whatnot, so there it is. And the officer viewed an advertisement for car push bars. Now, yeah, I wanted car push bars for my car. Not illegal to buy. So, I can't wait to see the haters come in here. But you guys can see what's going on here. Okay. Now, wait a minute. He viewed an advertisement on Craigslist. That's the advertisement I told you earlier. For a car push bar on my computer. Now, wait a minute. How'd you know that? That means you had to physically lift the lid about more than where it was to view it. Remember I told you the lid was almost shut. Okay. Yeah, you can touch my shit without a warrant. Go right ahead. On January 13th, 2009, the judge who issued the warrant, issued a search warrant for the Crown Victoria. Okay, not the laptop, the car. Of course, the contents in the car can be seized too as well, but they can't touch that shit until they get a separate search warrant for the laptop. I hope you guys are following me here. A Dell laptop, which is a Dell. I'm going to take my hat off, so cheers. A Dell laptop was seized, not looked at, no warrant, but just taken, put in the property room, that kind of thing. Okay. On January 13th, 2009, the officer that was doing this investigation indicated he was made aware of a MySpace page. How did he know about that? 2 violations so far, or multiple violations so far in this case, and I haven't even gotten to the juicy part yet. Maintained by me, and viewed the page and its contents, which contained photos of me in his patrol uniform or my security guard uniform. Notice how they use the word patrol. So then it goes on saying this. Detective believed that the computer was used to update the MySpace page, which is absolutely correct. There's nothing wrong with that. And that the computer was used to gather information on the victim. Negative, because they found nothing related to the victim in my laptop. So again, false information. See how they put their own spin narrative on it? My attorney wrote this up. On January 22nd, a lot of days going by here. 2009, the other detective obtained a search warrant for the Dell laptop computer. They finally got a search warrant on January 22nd. So it's been in storage and whatnot in the police custody uh, all that time. And then of course says was let's see, January 29. Okay, so was requested to search laptop hard drive as the detective that was doing this hard drive investigation found some illegal images on my computer. Okay, which is again, this is the part now. If you have kids watching this, I highly suggest you guys, you know, viewer discretion is advised now for this content I'm about to read to you. Anyways, so images of CP or child porn. And then it goes saying this. It was supposedly found on my MySpace page. Now, again, if you guys know anything about MySpace, same thing almost like with Facebook. If any type of content, ladies and gentlemen, like that is found on MySpace, they would have freaking turned me in and banned my account. I still have that account. I can go to it if I wanted to right now. If there was that type of activity found on my laptop, ladies and gentlemen, they would have shut the page down, striked me, got me in trouble, violation, and I'm pretty sure investigation under just like this would have started separately from this, if that makes any sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have got busted for that, no doubt. But it's a no-brainer. Anyways, MySpace. So again, another lie. So the detective immediately saw what appeared to be CP on CP on my computer. So again, now on January 29th, 2009, a second search warrant. Now, why are they getting another one? Because they fucked up. They're covering their ass. So they got another search warrant to cover this one, signed by a different judge. So they got a second search warrant. And here's the definition of the Fourth Amendment to our Constitution, ladies and gentlemen. The Fourth Amendment requires that an affidavit supporting a warrant establish probable cause. Okay? You understand that? It must contain facts and circumstances to establish a reasonable inference that the defendant is probable involved in a criminal activity. Hope you guys can understand where I'm going with this. And that the evidence can be found the place to be secured or searched. Searched. State versus thing. 138 WN 2D 133 140977 P 2D 582 State versus Cole. You can look up these cases on this scenario right here, guys. 128 WN dot 2D 262 286 906 P. There's a lot of numbers here. Sorry, guys. Hey, Redeeming Patriot, what's up? Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate it. I just saw you got in here, so I'm doing good, man. Yeah, Pornhub, yeah, all the major sites like that. Yeah. It's no matter how you do it, no matter what you do, even if you are addicted to adult porn, sometimes you can come around that kind of shit. It's not very hard to find. Anyways, there's case law on this, so pay attention. So it goes on saying the searches and seizures and the insurance of warrants on loose, vague, or doubtful issues of fact. State versus Pomone. To satisfy the particular requirement, the warrant must be. You guys, you follow me? Okay, thanks, guys. The warrant should be sufficient. Okay. Define it to allow the searching officer to identify objects with reasonable certainty. Okay. In this case, the first warrant by officer did not contain any facts or circumstances which would support a reasonable inference that the computer seized from the defendant's vehicle contained information regarding the victim. You see what I just did there? Case closed, right? No, gets better. This whole thing's a fucked up thing, and I'm now, a felon, thanks to the poorly investigation, all the mistakes that the detectives and my father did. Love it. But now this is the reason why I do what I do. This is the reason why I'm an advocate. This is the reason why I do these things to help other people so they don't have to go through this shit. I'm very knowledgeable. I use my anger, my frustration, and my knowledge to educate the people just like this. I cannot help it. I have to do what I got to do. I hope you guys understand that. It says here, did not contain any facts or circumstances which could support a reasonable inference that the computer seized from the defendant's vehicle contained information regarding the victim, and there was none. There was simply no nexus between the insertions of the detective and the computer. Case closed. Wrong. The defendant also, there's more. The defendant also asserts that the search of his MySpace site by the detective was a violation of the Fourth Amendment and that information gained by officer, or the detective, I should say, access to the site tainted the first warrant and that the information gained was evidence and fruit of the poisonous tree. Moving on. So basically what that means, guys, in full paperwork right there, in full information, that the evidence gathered in that laptop case regarding the robbery should have been suppressed and thrown out. It wasn't for whatever reason. I ended up firing my first attorney, got a second attorney. But I want to show you guys this real quick. You guys can see this is for the trolls more than you guys right now watching. So here it is, attempt robbery in the first degree. Okay. It's a violent crime. V for violent, right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, probably not, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. Or if you guys want to see this image or this paperwork or document, you can get it. It's public information. I don't give a shit. Criminal impersonation of a police officer, which is the other charge. That's a non-violent crime. Okay. NV. It's stated right there. I'm reading it in black and white. Court papers. It is what it is. Call me a liar, whatever you want to do, but there it is. Non-violent. And the computer crime, which is charged possession depictions of minors and sexually that's a tongue twister. Sexually explicit conduct, short CP. Non-violent sex crime. Non-violent. I don't know if you guys heard me. I'll say it again. Non-violent. Okay? Trolls don't like it when I say that. There's the evidence. Okay? So the time I got was 21 to 27 months. I did 18 months in county jail. I did half my time. I did maybe 3 or 4 months in a prison and got out. Case closed. And then I had 2 years on probation. And that was pretty much the case. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. There's the facts in its entirety, in black and white, non-edited. I didn't edit nothing. I hope you guys can understand that the bullshit, how I got screwed over by the system. I got screwed over by the system. And now I'm going to take all of this, and I wish I could take all of this and shove it up their asses, but I got something better in mind. I'm going to go ahead and use all of this for my advocacy and educate the masses on this. I'm coming for you, trolls. I'm coming to you, haters. I'm coming to the people. I'm going to show you what a second chance at life looks like. You're looking at it. Okay, this behind me, this area where I'm at right now, this home, this state I'm living in now, this is my second chance at life, and I'm living it. This case happened in 2009. It's been 13 plus years. I'm good. I haven't been in trouble or anything like that since. I've done everything by the book with proof. Bear with me. See that? That's an award that I got when I was on probation, and I completed one of their classes just to try to keep the offending rate low. So I got proof with that. Brown, you said what? I'm sorry. I'm going to get your guys' comments in here real quick. Okay, Brown said, I read an article there was problem with Pornhub that had CP. Yes, yes. Yo, how are you? Okay, hey, what's up, Patriot? Child porn is disgusting. I agree, absolutely. But they should stop sending people to prison for CP because it's non-violent victimless crime. It is. Try telling that to trolls. They don't get it. Not all sex offenders are rapists and child molesters. No, you're right. What about the ones that couldn't make it to the bathroom and had to pee out in public? What about those guys? You don't hear about them talking about that. Of course not. Thanks for your comment, Brown. But anyways, now you guys can see what I'm dealing with. Thanks to my father, thanks to the corrupt system. Everybody loves the system. I don't see how. But like I said, guys, this is the crap that we're dealing with on a daily basis. So if you guys want to support me in this cause and help me advocate and help this from happening from somebody else, please support me in every which way you can. All right, I'm here to hook up with other podcasters. Um, Crap, I forgot his name now off the top of my head. But anyways, guys, I'll be doing shows with other people, so stay tuned for that. I got a lot of stuff coming down the pike. Um, what you see behind me was secret supporters. My major and big supporter I have, ladies and gentlemen, is my wife. I couldn't be here or do anything right now wasn't for her. She's the biggest supporter, and she's non-biased, non-judgmental, and she knows what happens, and she knows my innocency. Trolls don't. Um, Redeem said, Brown incel, not everyone knows the concept of either crime because they both umbrella terms. Absolutely. Do a show with Common Sense Law. I would love to. I guess that guy's hard to get a hold of, though, from what I heard. Common Sense Law is a great guy. There's some other individuals. Brown, I think you're also sub to the guy. Bear with me. I can't remember his name now. I'm going to be hooking up with him. I sent him my email today, actually. But I'm trying to do some big things. I'm in a whole different state. I'm no longer in Washington, just so you know. I want to say where I'm at, but then yet I got haters and trolls that will pass this information down to other snakes. So I got to keep it on the DL. Some of you may know where I'm at. All right. Yes, there you go, Brown. Modern Day Leaper. That's another great guy that's doing some big things, and he's got more subs than I do. But nonetheless, it's not a compete match. I'm not really here for subs. What I'm here for is to educate. Sorry, I can't find the words tonight. I'm tired. But educate the masses on what is there that other people are not. We're gonna stop this fear mongering bullshit. I'm no violent individual. The only violent crime that you guys just read or saw on my paperwork, again, the only violent crime that's on my record is the attempt robbery. That is considered a violent crime. It's a strike one. If I get two more strikes, that's three strikes outlaw. I will be, not getting out. I'll be in there forever. That's not my goal here, anyways. I'm just letting you know I got a strike for that. But they're all the other two crimes are non-violent crimes. The attempt robbery that you see here is a violent crime. It's a Class B felony, I believe. And the other one is the other two is a C and a B. So impersonation of a police officer is a Class C felony, which is you know, then after a C, it's a misdemeanor. B is less. A is worse. I don't have an A. All I have is a B. Yeah, a B. I think it's a B, and the C, which is impersonation, and the CP charge, I think is a B. I don't know why, but I think I might be wrong. I think it might be a C. Nonetheless, it's still nonviolent. I want you guys to understand that. Patriot said, helping victims and redeem people to learn from mistakes and bring back common sense to America. Absolutely, man. Thank you. I agree with you 100%. We are we're on some major difficult times right now. Everything's so goddamn political. Everything's backwards thinking, and we're so divided. It's unreal. I'm not going to get political, but I could if I wanted to. Brown said, yeah, the whole English-speaking countries need common sense, not fear-mongering. Absolutely. I live in Well, I'm look, I don't have anything bad to say about Canada. Honestly, I've never been there. I heard some good things about it, but I do appreciate you, Brown, coming in here and being part of the show. I would have a lot more people in here, but due to the beginning of this, I hit the live stream button, not knowing that I didn't change a setting on my computer, which made me have to reset this whole thing and do it over again. So there's nobody else in here but you guys. I could have had a buttload of other people off of Twitter. I belong to Twitter and other places. I advertise this all day today, trying to get this out. But excuse me, you guys are a good start. So you guys can share this stuff on your platforms, please, and let it get out there. Patriot, you said Canada do good got good discounts on drugs. That's a tongue twister. Yeah, that's what I hear. Plus, cool shows from Canada like Total Drama Island. Oh, interesting. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I saw a video, and I'm gonna have to find it and send it to you guys. But evidently, that list of Epstein's Island. Get this real quick before I close out of here. You guys saw what happened with Epstein and his island and all that. Well, the list is out. I don't know how truthful this is. Maybe you guys can help me do some research on this and find some truthness behind this. But Epstein's Island, we got some big players that were on that plane list. It's a plane list. Everybody, including Clinton, both Mr. Clinton and the wife Hillary. We got some major movie stars. We got some major players, guys. I'm not kidding. I saw the list on a video. I wish I could find it right now. Of all the major players um, that went to that island on that plane. But then yet the goddamn fucking trolls, excuse my French, and every hater that I come across have something to do with me. Look at me. I'm a big ass fucking threat to this community. And everybody's trying to do their best and hardest to hide the big players that have major concerns with that Epstein Island crap. That just goes to show you how backwards we are in this country. And I'm fed up to here with it. So folks, Pedo Island, yep. And so many people are going to get away with it. You watch. How deep do your pockets go, ladies and gentlemen? How deep do your pockets go? Don't get me started on that. In any event, I hope you guys can understand what I went through, and now now a lot of you all know how I became a felon in this great country of ours. And I owe all the credit and whatnot to not just the system, but to my lovely, caring father. He's the one that put me on the map, got me in the mix of this, where I could have just done my job, taken care of my family, and be left alone. Now I'm a felon thanks to my father. Funny how the trolls couldn't talk about that. Funny. In any event, guys, I don't know if you have any more questions. Redeem or Patriot, while you're in here, do you have any questions for me before I kick rocks out of here? Excuse me. Brown, do you have anything for me? I do very much appreciate you guys getting in the chat. It helps out. Education obviously is knowledge. Knowledge is power. And the more we spread awareness on this, guys, the better off we are. So, anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed the show. If you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here. This has been a great show. But now, once again, I'm going to show you, just so you don't think I'm making any of this bullshit up. Come on, where is it? There it is. Here's all my paperwork, all my legal documents that you can obtain by yourself if you want to. If you want the information, you can look it up. I'll send it to you. I got nothing to hide. Full transparency here, full accountability. Full transparency and accountability that the trolls, for some reason, can't do. And I've already been outsed. I've already been doxxed. I've already been talked shit to. And but their hatred's what keeps me going. Let's see. No one's got in here with any more comments. All right, I appreciate it, guys. Look, well, if there's no comments or questions concerning tonight's show, I'm going to go ahead and kick rocks and get out of here. Got some important stuff to do behind the scenes, but I will be back. I'm back. I am in the hot seat, as you guys can see here, and I got a brand new studio. I'm ready to do podcasts with a bunch of other people. I hope you guys will follow me. I hope you guys subscribe to me. I hope you guys can share my content because I'm going to be back on here doing what I love doing. And I'm going to go ahead and expose the corruption, show you what a troll looks like, show you what a hater looks like, which you already know. On top of that, I'm going to go ahead and show you also what a snake looks like. I already have one in the mix. I'm surprised she didn't get in here. But anyways, I have a snake in the grass. She's a backstabber. I'll maybe show you who that is a little bit later when I can. But if you guys got comments, questions, concern regarding the show, either put it in the chat, comment, or you can email me personally at voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Again, my email, guys, it's in the description in the about section of my podcast or my show here tonight. But again, for the verbal aspect of it, it's voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. All right. All one word, by the way. Get a hold of me, email me, send me some topic information. I did promise I was going to do a show, well, I don't know, a month ago or 2 months ago on the juvenile brain science thing. I might still do that. Now that I got my studio set up and all that, I might do that. So who knows? But stay in touch, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Much love and respect to all the followers and subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. You guys are awesome. Thanks for showing the support. It means a lot to me. Big things are coming down the pike. More interesting stories such as this and so much other crap right here live from Inside Out. Brown, you just got here to do a video on different prison jobs. That I will definitely look into that, Brown. Thank you so much for your comment and chiming in here and being part of the show. I appreciate you, Brown. With that said, I'm going to head back out of here. Again, voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com is my email. Email me. Let's talk. Let's do something. Let's get some things in the work. Real quick before I bounce, I have a new website coming up. It's in the works as I speak. I don't know the name of it yet, but we own it. It's going to be our own domain. I will have a merch line coming up. I got big things coming down the road, and you're all going to be a part of it. You want t-shirts, you want this, you want that, let me know. I will have stuff lined up for that. It's in the works. I got major tech guy behind the scenes, not me, but another guy behind the scenes working diligently to make things happen as I speak. And I owe all credit going to the owner of this show, my great colleague, Jay Lee, who is still currently locked up in a prison in Washington State. I got updates with that too. Maybe in a later show or later short video, I guess, whatever. I'll keep you guys updated on her situation. Big things are happening. Big things in a positive note. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. With that said, I'm your host, Jay. I will catch you guys in the next live or pre-recorded video right here on my channel from Inside Out. Good night, everybody. Thank you.